Good morning to you all. This is Sunday and it's getting a little bit milder out, which is a good sign. Anyhow, today I feel like a dog with two tails. As you can see, my telephone 232 arrived, or rather it was brought round to my house by the seller. Yeah, a bit of a story with this. Somewhere along the line, the seller had changed his actual phone, and the information being transferred from his old phone didn't get through. So when I put my order in to eBay, it got lost, or not lost, it got delayed. Anyhow, through several emails and that, and a very nice phone call yesterday saying the seller would come round and deliver my phone personally, I felt quite honoured. In fact, it appears that he also lives within the area, so it was very strange but very good. And obviously many thanks go to him, and yeah, recommended, strongly recommended. He told me that the phone probably came from a boot sale a few years ago, I would think, but it arrived, and by bringing it round by hand, probably very less chance of any damage within the postal service. So yeah, I was very grateful, and I will be sending a very good feedback to the seller, and also keeping an eye on to see what else he might find from collections from the boot sales. I think these boot sales are a few years ago. Anyhow, once again, getting down to the actual telephone, these appear to go for silly prices on eBay. I've seen these over a couple of £100, which to my mind is stupid. I got this one for a very reasonable price, so I was more than pleased. I think in cases it pays to gently look through items that are on eBay. I was looking under Bakelite phones, and you never know what you're going to find. In fact, I did find another phone which I haven't received yet. Hopefully if it does, I will put it up and show you all about it. Remember, my thing is telephones from round the world. So, you know, not all come from England, a lot come from other places. Anyhow, I'm waffling on too long. Let's have a little look at this telephone. This is very nice. It's got a beautiful diagram. I don't know if I'm being a bit bigger. I think diagrams are important because they do show you where all the connections are, where they go. This is the one on this particular phone. You can see it's got the 232, 1/232. I think that refers to the fact it could be a CB version with a blank in place of the dial. So yeah, very good condition. Having a look at the base, because these have a base, obviously you can see that they're screwed on. Turning him round, you've got a number on here. I think this was probably stuck after this phone probably went back to be cleaned up and refurbished, thing is the cord on it is a twisty cord, which is obviously not the original type of cord. So this would have gone back, and it would have gone back in 1966. It's still quite a time ago. There's the typical bass that you would see. These basses alone are like gold dust. I don't know why it is, but these phones seem to command fair prices. Now, I've never told you when it was introduced. This phone was introduced 1934. 1934 was a long time ago. I wasn't even thought of then. So it goes back a few years. This one, as I said, was probably refurbished on that label. The handset has got a number down there which says 46/1. It's 164 handset. 46/1. So that will be the date of that handset. And it's possible that that handset came with the phone. Also, you've got a signature in there. Now I've noticed this on another phone which appeared within, anyway, I saw it somewhere, that seems to be what they used to do. So there's obviously an initial there. Possibly whoever refurbished this. Now, let's have a little look inside. There's the dial. Now this is dial automatic number 10. I know it better as a trigger dial, as opposed to the slipping cam dial. Now, these phones were first brought out, or they were a modified form of Siemens Brothers Neophone. Neophone was very, very similar, and these were derived from the Neophone by Siemens Brothers. So it'd be fair to say that one of these in the early days would probably have the slipping cam dial. This is a trigger dial which was adopted by the post office. I've shown trigger dials on a KTAS phone from Copenhagen and on those Canadian examples that had dials made by Siemens Brothers in England, and they use the slipping cam. They're quite a distinct dial. But this one shows you A1, which was the number on the actual pulse ratio. I know that number changes. When these dials were used in exchanges for testing various selectors, you had different numbers. This is AT, which I think is a standard one for a telephone. Anyway, what else we got in there? We've got your induction coil and your terminals. Now these terminals are mounted on a plastic form, numbered. The cradle springs there. These were quite a well-made phone. Well, in those days things were well made. You can see the nuts which the bays would screw into. Incidentally, when I got this, I thought I must have a look inside, being the nosy so-and-so I am, and the screws on the base were so tight. They were really tight. but fortunately I was able to remove them safely. One thing here would say, gently, when you screw these things on, they haven't got to be screwed on so tight. They're just tight enough to hold it. Also, I believe they made two types of cradle. I think it varied on the size of the actual horns. Would you say these horns? They're horns. Those two are Bakelite. The cradle there. This, incidentally, needs, and understandably from this age, a little touch of oil. I use clock oil. Look inside there. You can see the spring and see where make it go up and down. Let's see if I can do this without them. So you apply a little bit of oil on the rubbing surfaces or the mating surfaces. This would probably be okay, but it's a little bit tight. The dial is okay. Doesn't need oiling. And as I showed you, it was beautifully clean inside. This dial was probably GEC, I would think. I'm not taking it out to find the name. And incidentally, talking about taking things apart, I shan't be taking the phone apart. Now, am I being lazy? I don't know. I don't think I am. Now, I look at this stuff as patina. The case is in immaculate condition. There's not a scratch. There's not a crack. There's no damage anywhere. So, in my reckoning, this would be 99 to 100% perfect. Okay, it's got a little bit of patina. Well, I think if I was that old, I would probably be covered in quite a bit of dirt and patina. So I've left it. You know, see what I mean? It could be polished out. Yes, okay. But to polish that out, really, you would have to remove the dial, the cradle, so you can get to it to polish up. I would imagine Duraglit or another type of very gentle abrasive might be the way of doing it, and then finishing it off with a little bit of I'm looking at it now, Mr. Sheen. That is a furniture polish, so that on top would probably do the trick. So many phones that are now being sold on eBay have been, I'm not going to swear, they've been painted. Okay, they look pretty, but these phones were never painted, as far as I know. I know the Americans did in fact paint their phones, but I'm pretty sure we didn't do that over here. There might have been one example where they coloured a particular phone at some time. I know the candlesticks were a painted job, but not on these. So you often see phones, they look very flashy, they look very nice, but they're not the real McCoy. This is the real McCoy, showing a little bit of dirt on it. So it can be cleaned. Well, I'm not going to clean it. If I was to clean every blinking phone I had, I'd be doing that forevermore. Yeah, that's more or less all I've got to say on this phone. This is the standard handset which was adopted for later phones used by the British Post Office. Unfortunately, it's got a little bit of a bite out of there, a little bit of a nick, but not to worry. That's all part of the patina. It's been used. It could be polished up. The inserts are okay as far as I know. I haven't tried it yet. I see no reason why it shouldn't work. The wire ends in 3 terminations. And as I say, these phones did not have an internal ringer or bell or capacitor or condenser, whatever you like. That would have been fitted to the bell set, which would have been screwed to the underneath of the phone. Plenty of illustrations showing that, but this one is showing it as a normal phone without a bell or capacitor. Still works, but you'd have to have the bell set either separate. The wooden type of the day, I believe, was quite popular, or the plastic one, bell set number, is it number 26? I'm not very good at numbers, but it was a plastic or Bakelite case bell set, which are obtainable, not cheap, but they are obtainable, and they can be fitted on the underside of these phones. That is more or less it. It was common in those times that the phones did not have a bell. The bell was separate. I'm thinking of the early French examples. They didn't have a bell inside either. And certainly the candlesticks didn't have a bell. They all had a bell set. So where you see stuff for sale on eBay, candlestick phones saying, oh, it can work, it's probably been modified or it's a made up job. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee. I'm also going to put a very, very good feedback to the gentleman who hand delivered this beautiful phone, which I'm well pleased. So yeah, and did I mention also these had the little drawer, and it's complete as well. You've got the plastic cover which you'd put any notes or stuff underneath there, probably a list of phone numbers or something, and that is in perfect shape as well. So yeah, all working okay. I'm definitely going to shut up now, so thanks. Any comments please make. Don't know what I'm going to put up next, but I know I've got in the pipeline, I've got another telephone which, if I get it, I will put it up and we will have a little look. It is from Ireland, Southern Ireland. I say that with tongue in cheek because the phone I think was made in England. That gives a clue. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Thank you.